What is up guys, it's your boy Soul. I'm here, back with another Classic WoW video for the Classic WoW Anniversary servers. Now today we're talking about a little bit of a problem that Blizzard themselves have tried to fix, and they have put in a change which didn't really do what it was supposed to. We're talking about Black Lotus here, and the change they did to Black Lotus to where it's now spawning more often. But that doesn't really help, because we still have, well, it does help, but not to the same extent, or to the extent Blizzard themselves were hoping for, or even the player base was hoping for. And it kind of brings me back to something I've been talking about in the past: put in a Season of Mastery changes, or a Season of Discovery changes. Now today we'll be taking a look at some threads about this and see what people think, and once again we're talking about Black Lotus here, costs a lot of gold, and speaking of gold, we have to talk about today's sponsor, my own gold making guide. And if you want to make more gold in Classic WoW, in the Anniversary servers, or Season of Discovery, basically any version of Vanilla WoW, this is the guide to have, teaching you everything I know about gold farming, gold making, investing, pretty much a lot of different ways to make gold in Classic WoW. Once again, you can farm for gold, where you trade your time for gold, or you can invest, where you take the gold you currently have and put that into items that are very likely going up in price later in the game. So for example, just on these Anniversary servers alone, I have turned 2,000 gold into about 8,000 gold so far, through investments, giving me 6,000 gold for free, just by noticing what will be higher in price later down the line. And for reference, we're only in phase 2, so 1,000 gold in phase 1, 7,000 or 8,000 in phase 2, and we're just gonna keep climbing. I have started selling a little bit of these investments right now as well, so we have 3.7k in raw gold here, plus some investments in my bags at the moment that I'm just trying to offload a little bit. But for the most part, I'm still sitting on my investments, or putting this gold back into other investments for phase 3, phase 4, and even phase 5. Either way, if you do want to make more gold in Classic WoW, check out this guide through the link down below in the pinned comment. And now let's talk about Black Lotus, because to me Black Lotus has gone through a couple of changes here. Mainly a big one that happened from Blizzard, but it's still not enough, and I kind of want to talk about this and get your opinion on it as well, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. So we're gonna go over to Reddit here to get a feel of what people are saying online. Now I have been reading the forums as well, and people seem to be thinking the same thing, that Season of Mastery changes needs to be in the game, at least if you want Black Lotus to be affordable by the average Joe just playing WoW. So here we have the first thread, Black Lotus price update number 2. Now this was 3 days ago, talking about the price update on the Black Lotus. So I'm just gonna say, if you look here, the current price of Black Lotus on Night Slayer Alliance is 159 gold, and then you have Flask of Supreme Power price is 210 gold, and that is in phase 2. Like technically we're doing the same raid now that we were in phase 1, and these are still the prices. Think about when Blackwing Lair comes out, and you will be doing both Blackwing Lair and Molten Core in the same week, or think about the next phase as well, doing Set G, then Molten Core, then BWL, or phase 5, where you're still going to be doing at least BWL, maybe even Molten Core for legendaries, and you will still be flasking for just about everything. This problem right here is just going to keep increasing every single phase. Phase 1 and phase 2 is arguably the most relaxed phases when it comes to parsing and like buying flasks. Phase 1 and phase 2, like, we're just doing Molten Core, and the raids get more and more spicy every single phase. So right now the price is back to 159, and I think this is roughly where the price was on the Night Slayer when everyone was panicking and making posts about Black Lotus back in the day as well, which caused Blizzard to take action. Like, all of this talk about Black Lotus has caused Blizzard to react. Before, it was like roughly a month ago now, they upgraded the spawn timers of Black Lotus, so we're getting more Black Lotus pumped into the market. Or are we? Well, let's just read through the entire thing here. I am making this post in hopes that Agwend will read it and help fix the Black Lotus price by adding in the Season of Mastery Black Lotus update, which allows a small chance of Black Lotus to drop off of high level herbs. I know how much this sub and community loves and cares about the Black Lotus problem, so please give this post a upvote and comment so it has a higher chance of Agwend seeing it, and I'm hoping me making this video also helps transparency here and publish this. I'm going to give it an update it, of course. So let's get the top 3 ideas out of the way so we as a community can come up with some new ones. And I see this all the time as well. Number 1, just don't buy Black Lotus. And I swear, anyone who says this, you have no idea about human nature. Take a step back and try to think about this, like, why are people buying Black Lotus? And if you can answer that question, like, why people buy them, you know, like, just don't buy Black Lotus is such... It's a fun argument, let's just put it that way. I have no idea how people saying this, like, how do you reach this conclusion? The content is so easy, you don't need a flask for it. This can be said for any single raid in vanilla WoW, by the way. The content is so easy, you don't need a flask for it. Like, if you ever need a flask to clear classic WoW raids, I'm sorry, just never ever raid again. And I mean that. Like, you never need flasks in classic WoW, but people still buy flasks due to parsing culture, caring about their performance, speed clearing, saving each other time by clearing faster, you name it. Blizzard should just ban the bots and the gold bars, and this one right here will actually fix quite a few things, but it will never happen. Now, this right here is not the only post that we have about this, and I'm not going to read through the comments. You can go to the Classic WoW subreddit, look up this thread, and look at the comments for yourself, because the comments might be updating pretty much all the time. But we have another one right here. Put some Lotus changes, Season of Mastery, in Anniversary. Make Black Lotus have a chance to drop off of high-level herbs. Once again, a post complaining about the price at the moment, which is kind of absurd, like, this price is insane. And here we do have a comment saying yes, and many comments being kind of like positive to that idea. Make Black Lotus a small % drop from any high level herb, and once again, this is exactly what they did in Season of Mastery and Season of Discovery. Season of Discovery had another thing happen as well, which people don't talk enough about. People love, like, when somebody puts the Season of Mastery change, like, when they put this idea in the air, somebody's like, oh, but Season of Discovery, Black Lotus is 10 gold. We don't want that. Well, Season of Discovery has another change on top of the Season of Mastery change, which is now making Black Lotus, it was purchasable for a while, I think, through Undermined Reals, a currency you got from doing dungeons and even doing raids, and then you started getting them from crates as well. So basically, Season of Discovery has even more supply of Black Lotus than Season of Mastery did, and in Season of Mastery, Black Lotus was about 25 or 30 gold, I think. 25, 30, maybe up to 40 gold, which is way more affordable than the current almost 200 gold we have right now. We also have this one right here, Black Lotus update. Today marks 1 week, 11 days ago, so actually it's only been about 3 weeks since the Black Lotus spawn timer update, and the price right now is 135 gold on Night Slayer. It is now almost 200 again, like 160, right? When will the devs just put in the some Black Lotus change? You don't need to flask for MC, just don't buy them. Now, next up we have 2 posts in the other direction, kind of, so here we go. Black Lotus, you are the problem. These daily threads asking for changes to Black Lotus have become insufferable. Vanilla flasks are insanely strong, content is already piss easy, you were never supposed to chug them like fresh spring water for absolute trivial content. Well, no, but you are supposed to flask for a raid every now and then, like, people flask, get over it. Everybody acting like this is a standard raid consume is out of their mind. Black Lotus is not predominantly picked by bots that corner the market. It is mostly picked by real players with eagle eye and occasional gold farmer. Source, picked plenty myself since launch. Okay. Not confirmation bias at all, right? So the source is, I have picked plenty myself since launch. Nice. So we're just supposed to, first of all, trust this, and just because you have, this means that there's not that many bots, right? Because you have picked plenty yourself, which means Black Lotus is absolutely not picked by bots, by the way. Like, absolutely not. And why not, you say? I've picked many of them since launch. I've picked so many, dude. That means there are no bots in Classic WoW. There are no bots in Classic WoW. Everyone is leveling level 1 to level 16 by themselves. And what is the source, you say? I leveled to level 60 myself, yeah. People are not buying gold, everyone is just farming gold. Source, I have farmed plenty myself since launch. Yeah, Yeah, people aren't buying gold. Everyone is just farming gold. The source is, I have farmed plenty myself. What is this? I'm sorry, like, the first part of this thread was okay, but this one right here is a negative IQ moment. This right here is a negative IQ moment. Like, first of all, we have video footage that I've already shown in previous videos about this, that I'm not gonna bother digging up again, where you can see people trying to gather the Black Lotus, and then somebody from under the ground picked it before them. Real players, by the way. Under the ground, by the way. Yeah. I mean, if they are, cool, good for them. But then they're hacking, which is the same problem. And the thing is, I have one more post that I really just want to show you guys. I beg you, Blizzard, don't add this HUD change to Black Lotus and Anniversary, and I'm not going to read through the entire thing here. It has 77 comments and 0 upvotes. That should probably tell you how out of touch this post can be, and how many people want to have that change, compared to how many people don't want to have it. So, you could say that at this point, I'm maybe being very much subjective here and taking one side, in which case I absolutely am. I want Black Lotus to be more affordable by the average person playing the game, because not bringing full consumes feels bad, and people will RMT to buy those flasks to perform better in raids. In Molten Core, they only raid once per week, and they want to show off. They also want to make themselves feel like they earn their items, and flasking is another way to show that you're willing to put in the effort to help your raid team out. So if you're in a guild, for example, or a stable raid team, flasking just shows you're willing to go the extra mile, which could give you some loot, could give you some brownie points, could make you more liked by people, right? It has so many benefits, and people will want to flask because of these points. In which case, I want flasks to be more affordable, and I'm just gonna say, if I had any incentive to be on any side here, I'm a gold maker. I have the biggest incentive in the world to tell Blizzard to don't put the Season of Mastery changes in the game, and that way I can hold Black Lotus hostage and sell them to you guys for the most inflated price. I could at the moment buy out so much of the current supply of Black Lotus on my server, and I could flip Black Lotus and double my gold on a weekly basis. But I don't, but I could. If I had any incentive to be on any side of this, it would be on the side of keeping Black Lotus the way it is, but I feel like objectively taking my feelings out, I feel like making Black Lotus more affordable to the average person is the better way to go for the health of the game. And you can agree or disagree with me on those takes, that is completely fine, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you want Black Lotus to be lowered in price, putting in the Season of Mastery mechanic for example, where it can now drop from higher level herbs, which might make Black Lotus go down to 20, 30 or even 40 gold. Like, let's say it has a 1% drop chance, it's not like it's going to suddenly fly through the roof in supply, but supply will definitely double, triple, maybe even quadruple, and it will make it way less farmable by bots. At the moment, the reason why the price has jumped back up again is due to, for example, what this post right here. It was saying that there's no bot farming, right? There are not any bot farming, like Black Lotus is not predominantly picked by bots that corner the market. Well, I'm a gold maker. I make videos on gold making, I am in quite a few communities for gold making. I can tell you right now, bots are picking Black Lotus, and not only that, they're picking them and not selling them. And why would they do that, you ask? It's to create a false line of supply versus demand, and by holding Black Lotus back, they can keep the price high, which means even if Blizzard ups the spawn rates, they have bots farming those spawn rates, which will click faster than you can click. They can hack under the ground, and then they can then hold the Black Lotus hostage and keep the price pumping higher, which is why the price has gone back up to where it is. I know some of the richest people on pretty much every single server in Classic WoW, both people that are legitimately making their gold and people that are botting for their gold. I can tell you what's happening behind the scenes, and I feel like I kind of just tried to do so. Either way, I feel like, once again, do you want Season of Mastery mechanics to Black Lotus in the game, making the price more affordable, that way everyone can flask? Or do you want Black Lotus to stay in this kind of rare resource to make it so that only the top elite can actually flask? let me know in the comments how you feel. I would love to see some comments on this, and feel free to share this video, and if somebody from Blizzard watches this video, just make the right choice based on what most people are asking for. Consider adding the Season of Mastery mechanic if that's what the majority is asking for. Like, just make the right choice. Either way, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and thank you once again. I will see you in the next video very soon.